Today, Tammy and I are out at the San Domingo placers, and really nice day, except it's getting mighty hot. Say hi, Tammy.
Hi.
We're going to go out and I'm going to do a little video on what to look for out here in the desert. And she's going to do a little detecting. We might get over at Nugget, but I'm going to try to show you folks what placer areas look like and what you should be looking for if you're going to be metal detecting out in the desert. And here's a quick view of the road we're on, and we'll see you when we park. Okay, here we are. This is a really nice little spot. Swallows are in bloom. There's Tammy over there in the distance getting fired up to hunt. We're not going to do a lot of hunting right away here. I think we'll walk up this road a little bit and have a look at maybe why we might want to hunt this area. A little bit of wind today, we're going to work around it. What I look for in these areas are evidence that the old timers been here before. Because if the old timers have been here, there's a real good chance there's some gold left over for us new timers. And something you got to remember about old timers. Everybody thinks they were the smart ones and knew everything about coming out here. But you got to remember, a lot of these people were fresh out here from Iowa, Ohio, Pennsylvania, never prospected in their whole life. They just read an article in a newspaper that said, come to Arizona, you'll get rich. So they came to Arizona. Problem is, most of them didn't get rich. What I'm looking for here is evidence of drywashers. Evidence that the old timers were in here cleaning out these washes and trying to find gold nuggets. And we're looking at drywasher tailings right now, right along this wash. And learning to spot these places is really important to a guy with a metal detector. It means that they were finding gold with a dry washer. And something you got to remember about dry washers, and here's a pile right here, which is actually two piles. Okay. Little coarse pile right here. It's called the horse header pile. It's off the grizzly. Anything bigger than around a half an inch didn't make it into their processing of part of the equipment. It ended up right there in that pile. And it would go through the machine and the fine stuff would come out the other end. And this is the fine pile. That'd be this area right in here. Okay, now as you look up the wash, you can see some more of that going on along here. You can see places where they threw stones and sticks and other crap out of the wash. That's what we're looking for. And out in the San Domingo district, where we are right now, most of these areas where these old timers were working, or even the newer timers from clubs and whatnot, means they were also getting some gold nuggets. It's just all fine gold in here. Okay? Now looking at some of these header piles, you're also going to notice that some of them look like header piles, but they aren't the fine piles I just showed you. Now, the reason there wasn't fine piles in some of these spots is simply because they've been on the ground long enough now that the fines have long since washed away. Rainstorms, wind, you name it, but the fines are gone. Now, if you find an area like that, you're in an area that's been pretty much hammered in the old days, but neglected by the new timers, which will be the old, or the new old timers, or the old new timers, something like that in the future. But anyway, those are the places I look for. All right. And we're going to go look at the wash here again. We're going to walk up to the top of this hill and look at this wash. Those great big rocks are rocks they threw out of the way so that they could get to the smaller rocks underneath. Those are thrown out by hand generally. All this area in here has been worked. All this has been worked. Now some areas you're going to find where it's just been the washes mainly that they concentrated on. But that does not mean there isn't gold up on these hillsides. All it often meant was there wasn't a rich enough deposit on the hillsides for the old timers to actually work the hillside gravels. But in many cases, there was gold on the hillsides and on the slopes, as well in the washes. As well as in the washes, I should say. Okay, in this area we're going to walk into up here. This area will be one of those places where they actually work the whole hillside, along with every wash, low spot, nook, cranny that they could find down to bedrock, which is pretty darn shallow right in here. But they're finding enough gold actually up on the hillsides that it made it worth their while to dry wash the hillsides. And we're going to walk right over here and have a look. There's Tammy. She's down metal detecting by the truck, working her way up. We've been here before. She's found a couple nuggets here. If you look here, that's a big pile of tailings. The wash has been hammered. But also, interestingly, up here, and the whole darn slope over here got worked. And worked hard. Whole hill. And you notice something else. The fine tailings are missing. There's some little patches where there's some left, but for the most part they're flattened down and gone. Okay, and that's simply because these tailings are very old. There's no way to really date them unless there's some tin cans or other garbage here that I can look at, and would help to show me how old I think this is. I mean, there's a beer can over there. I don't think that beer can is representative of how old this placer is, since it's aluminum. A lot of times you'll find solder dot cans, stuff like that. A lot of people don't know that the cans with a solder dot in the middle of the bottom of them, when you find them out here in the boondocks, those cans stopped being produced, I believe it was the 1920s, early 1920s, when they found out that the lead they were using to seal the cans was also poisoning the people that ate the food. Okay, I'm going to shut this thing off for a minute. And I'm going to do a little detecting and see if we can't dig a couple targets, or maybe Tammy will holler that she thinks she has a hold of something down there. But I want you to look again at this hillside. This has all been worked. Why'd they work it though? If you look at the rock that we're standing on and the soil, there's a lot of volcanic material in here. You have basalt, you've got some tuft, which is basically volcanic ash that has been changed by heat and pressure into a rock now. But if you notice, along with the brownish and the reddish, more recent volcanic stuff, there's also metamorphic material in there. There's greenstone, there's ironstone, and most of this stuff's ended up in these piles right here as they dry washed the top layer that was on top of volcanic after an uplift. Or I'm really not a geologist, but I know there was a lot going on here in the old days, and I know what to look for to hunt with a metal detector. But you can see metamorphic material in here. There's quartz in here. There's greenstone, ironstone, a lot of hot rocks. And that's what gets me going. That makes me want to get this detector fired up and hunt. So, let's do it. Today I'm using the MineLab Gold Monster 1 valve. This is a fairly new detector from MineLab. Very simple to use once somebody shows you how to work the microprocessor. And yes, I said microprocessor. This machine has a 24-bit single frequency and with a microprocessor. Alright, as a result of that, many people are having a little bit of trouble thinking the machine's a little too noisy or it's unstable. And I like to show when I'm setting up a machine how I go about doing that before I hunt. Alright, let me get spun around here so we don't have so much light. Alright, if you notice on the screen here, we only have a few settings. We got on off right here. We've got sensitivity, which adjusts it down or up. Right there. We have shallow or deep, which is discriminate or all metal for all basic intents and purposes. And volume, which I have full blast because I'm not using headphones because I'm showing you how to work this machine a little bit. I always recommend to people starting off with this machine that if possible you hunt in Auto 1, which is this sensitivity right here. Okay, as I come back up with the sensitivity, the first time the center blacks out, we're in Auto 1. Alright, I'm not going to go into a full training mode here. We may do that later on with this machine. But for right now, if you hunt in Auto 1 with the machine in deep, it's going to work really well for you in most areas. The trick is getting it ground balanced properly. People are making the mistake with this machine of trying to do like in the old days with all the other machines that have been out and ground balance in just one spot. All that'll do is make that one spot nice and quiet. But the area around it is still out of balance. Why? This machine needs a little bit more of a sample of the ground to actually get a good ground balance. Okay, what we're doing is averaging the ground. Okay, now listen as I move. Hopefully we can hear this. You can hear the machine as I move around. Get itself quieted down. Right about here, we're quiet. Okay, and it took that machine probably 5, 6, 8 seconds, somewhere in there, to do that. That's where people are getting in trouble. Okay, and now I'm holding the machine still and talking to you on this video. And what's the machine doing? Okay, it's working all the time. It has now just ground balanced itself to that spot I'm holding still in, and I have to start back to the ground balance procedure. So here we go. See, out of balance again. In balance. I like to hunt slow with this machine. A little bit of noise, balance it out. Nice and smooth. If the machine starts getting a little bit unstable when you're hunting, just give it a few quick pumps, and you're back at it. You notice I move slow. I try to cover all the ground. That boing boing. Balance out. Yep. That was just another area of mineralization. Same. Means it's out of balance a little bit. There's the target. Now if you notice on the top bar of the display screen here, I don't know if we can see this real well. It's all going to the left. That usually indicates a hot rock or a piece of ferrous material. But I dig all targets, so whether it's a rock or ferrous material, I would prefer to look at it, but I'm guessing it's going to be this black rock right up on top here. This is a piece of volcanic basalt, a little bitty thing. Move it. And I was wrong. Nope. That's what it was. I can balance that out. But as a result, I'm balanced just to that rock. So now I'm a little bit out of balance everywhere else too. Rebalance the machine. And we're ready to go again. Okay, again the machine's going to the left on top. I kick it out of the way. I'm assuming it's a hot rock. Balancing. Another thing you're going to notice with this machine, if you move too fast, you get that faulting people are talking about. You're simply going too fast for the machine. Balance that out. That's going to be a hot rock. Okay, I'm going to kick it out of the way. Come back. Rebalance. Still all to the left. Okay, but we've got something there. We're going to move a little bit more dirt. Play that rock. Right there. Nope. Still all to the left, which indicates ferrous. Still all to the left. That's where it gets difficult trying to hold the camera in one hand and find a target. Oh. We're going to give it a go. I'm new to all this, so. I use a scoop when I recover targets. And we're going to take a scoop right here, go over the coil with it. We're not hearing anything. We're going to put it right over here. Take another scoop. Back over here. I don't want to throw it too far away because if I do, to get the target out of the hole, then I don't know where the darn target is. So I got to start over. It's not that rock. The hot spot on the coil is right where the second part of that M coming down meets the E and the L. Which tells me whatever we're going to dig is right here. Right about there at the tip of my scoop. So, see this rock which it's not, or something right in there. Still in the pile. Interesting. Still there. Okay, we got it in the scoop. Because I don't have help here right now, and because I'm trying for my first time to shoot a video of a guy trying to do it with one hand, we're going to spill it right on this coil. Nothing there. Dump it off. Still in there. Doing a scoop. I have to figure out a better method for this, I think. Alright, it's on the scoop. Or in the coil, I mean. Unless I lost it already. Yep, I lost it trying to do this darn camera work. Okay, now we got to find the target again because I'm all cluster-handed. Trying to be video boy. Okay, I dropped it over here somewhere. Okay, we got it again. Alright, it's on the coil. It's still on the coil. Nope. God, this is ridiculous. I gotta figure something out on how to work this camera at the same time. Okay, we're gonna try to hold this like this. Get my hand. Right there, piece of lead. I sure got to figure something else for digging these targets for you guys. That was cheesy and a pain in the butt. But cheesy is our motto. Alright, I'm going to detect some more. Figure out a way to be less cheesy. Okay, we got a little target here. I think Tammy's got one down there too. We're hitting animal piles right now. Hear that? We're going to dig it up and see what we got. Try more of this one-handed digging stuff. Lucky if it doesn't drive me nuts. Okay, we're going to try to pinpoint it. Something real small right there. Okay, I got it in the scoop just like that. I also have my ring on, so it's noisy. Okay, we're going to spill a little bit on the scoop. Oh. Okay, it's on there. I wish there was a way to hold this thing. At the same time, we'll try this. And get it in the... Oh, I see it. BB.
Another BB.
Another BB here too. Little bitty BB. We're cleaning up the desert. One BB at a time. Alright, Tanner thinks she's got a signal over here. We just dug 2 BBs within a few feet of that. So,
And it's left
but remember what I said on my other video. Never think it's not gold. Because then it won't be. Or something like that. She's got it in the scoop, I think. Oh, hot rock. Nope.
Still in the scoop.
Still in the scoop. Oh, we'll get up and walk over here. Oh. And we'll hit a few more of these. We'll hit some of these animal piles, and it's getting pretty hot out here. I don't think we're going to be out here much longer.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit toasty. I love that sound.
Yeah, we can't hear the sound because you got your headphones on, but that's okay.
Sorry. I don't know yet. Hold on here.
She might have lost it.
No.
Sometimes they're so small that, nope, she didn't.
I'm trying to figure something out here. I think I see some. Uh-oh. I might have something. I gotta investigate.
Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What is
Oh,
this?
it looks like a...
Hold on. Something a speck on that, though. Hold on. That caught my eye, this little speck on this rock. It's like shining. Right there.
Had our hearts going for a minute.
I don't know. Let's see. There's a big loud sound.
Maybe it is that big rock.
It's right there! It's gold!
Where?
In my hand. I gotta put it back in the scoop. Hold on. It's right here.
Dirty little bugger. Ooh, into the mouth. He didn't even get to see it.
Sorry, y'all. And there you go.
Looky here.
I found a piece of gold.
Looky there. That's what it's all about. Now we're going to have to stay here in the heat till I get one. I can't go home with my bottom.
Oh, really, honey?
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you, baby.
That's why, they're right there is why we hunt some of these little animal piles, because you know what? They're like little miners. They get in there and they're making their nest or whatever, and they dig up fresh stuff for us to dig. And that fresh stuff that they dig up for us to dig can have targets in it. It can be gold.
Help me.
Way to go. Okay, we're going to maybe hunt a little longer here. See you in a minute. Now we're just kind of out here hunting the same little area where Tammy just got her nugget.
And I have another left and right signal right here.
Hoping there might be another nugget or two right in here. It's a pretty good sized area. She says she's got another target over here. If she digs another nugget, I'm going to leave her out here. Ha! Ha!
Maybe it was that touching the coil. What is that? I think I'm touching a stick or something that's making it go off right here. Whatever that is.
Okay, some sort of false signal. I'm going back to hunting. Alright, we've had just about enough of the bugs and the heat. Tammy got one nugget. I'd like to say I got one, but no, not today. But we're really out here showing you guys kind of what to look for and how we go about it. I think we're going to call it a day. So, signing off from San Domingo.
Bye, y'all. Have a great day.
And we'll see you next time. Have a good one.